Hello, we're going to take a look at 10.2 practice B on frequency and histograms. So if we take a look at number 1, heights of two groups of plants after 2 weeks are given at the right, okay, in this back-to-back stem and leaf plot. Which group had the tallest plant, okay, and then what was its height? So if we take a look for the maximum value here, we see that group A had this plant, which means if we look at our key, is 5.0. I added inches because we weren't sure of what unit. So 5.0 inches, 5.0 feet, whatever unit you decide to give it. But again, I chose inches. So which group had the tallest plant? Group A. And then how tall was it, or what was its height? 5.0. All right, one group had twice as much sunlight as the other. And which group do you think it was? So it doesn't tell us, the stem and leaf plot does not tell us anything about what it was exposed to, what these groups of plants were exposed to. But what you do know is that plants need sun. So one group had twice as much sunlight. That probably means they have taller plants. And if we look at the distribution of group A, they look to be taller than group B. So I believe that group A had twice as much sunlight because the plants heights are greater or bigger or taller. Okay? Let's take a look at number 2. Now, I've done some work already here just because to do the back-to-back stem and leaf plot, you need to be slow and careful with it. But the receiving yards completed by 2 wide receivers on different professional football teams in each of the 16 regular season games is given. Use the data to make a back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So I have graphed almost all of the data except the last couple for player A and B. I recommend you doing all of one player first and then all of the other player. Don't try to go back to back with each stem. So if I take a look at player A, I do still have to graph 90. So 94 and 4. Even if you have repeating data, you do have to plot 2 of the 4s, okay, for this case. So 94, 4, and 9/4 means 94. There's my key, okay, for player A. And then player B, I still have to graph 88, 82. So watch this. I'm going to go backwards, right, from middle to the left. So 82, 88, and then I also had 97. All right, and then what we can do is 7/9 means 97. Okay, so you have to make sure you have a key for both ways you're going to read the stem and leaf plot. But that's it. There's your back-to-back stem and leaf plot. Number 3, it says the number of calls per day received by a traveling vet van service for 3 weeks is given below. Use the data to make a frequency table with the intervals. So I did intervals of 3. Okay, so I broke it up from 12 to 14 calls. Frequency just means how many times did it happen. And you'll see my different intervals because we're going to make a histogram on number 4 with this data. So if I take a look at my table, 12 to 14, and I like to mark things. So any numbers I see between 12 and 14, I'm going to go mark. So 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, that is 5. Okay, 15 to 17. Okay, I'm going to change colors. 15 to 17, 16, 16, that is 4. 18 to 20, 18, oh, wait a second, let me change this, 18 to 20, 18, 18, that's 4. And I change colors to pink, that's okay. Okay, let's change another color. What am I going through? 21 to 23. 21, 22, 22, 21, 23, 22, 22. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 24 to 26 should be what I have remaining, which is 1. I like to mark them here. Using colors is great, but even just crossing them off so you can see which ones, if you did miss any at the very end. Okay, so now I have my table, and I'm going to go make my histogram. So the number of calls is on my X, and notice that I have the same exact intervals that I have up there. Yours may be slightly different, but it should be the same process. So some of your numbers may be a little bit bigger if you chose a little bit bigger intervals. So let's look. And frequency, again, would be just the number of times the vet van was called. So 12 to 14 was up to 5. Oh, 15 to 17 was at 4. 18 to 20 was at 4. 21 to 23 was up high at 7. And 24 to 26 was 1. Feel free to color these in if you want to. You can even color them in different colors. Up to you. And then number 5 says complete the third column for the table in exercise 3, which is right up here, to make it a cumulative frequency table, which means the numbers add on to the other, okay? So the first column would be 5, okay? Right here. This 5 goes down here. Well, then the second column, well, this is really 12 to 17. So now I add all these numbers. Well, what's 5 plus 4? 9. Then the third column would really be 12. I can use the highlighters. I would be all of these numbers, right? 5 plus 4 plus 4. 13. Then fourth row, I'm sorry, not column, row, would be all the 4 numbers. Okay, so essentially what's 13 plus 7? 20. And then I have my last one, which would be 21. So this number here, because it's a cumulative frequency, tells me that back up here in my problem, 3 weeks of vet van services, it was called 21 times. That's the value of the cumulative frequency table.